happy to buy our electricity and our gas.
Well, from one electricity to a retailer to another, Australian Power and Gas has just announced plans to expand in New South Wales and Queensland. The mostly Victorian-based energy retailer says it struck a wholesale electricity supply agreement to enter Queensland's market. It will also look to raise up to $18.75 million to fund the growth strategy. And on the back of these developments, Australian Power and Gas says it's expecting a boost to customer growth. The Australian share market and investors loving the news today. The shares are up 25% at the moment on 43 cents. Pleased to say that I've got joining me in the studio to discuss the expansion is Australian Power and Gas CEO James Myatt. James, great to have you in studio. Thank you very much. Just tell us a little bit about the supply agreement which you've signed for Queensland, which really sees you move from being in Victoria predominantly and then into these other markets then.
Yeah, so the supply deal that we've been able to negotiate in Queensland is very similar to our Victorian deal. The electricity wholesale markets are generally quite volatile markets, and so the deal that we have allows us to cover all that risk for a fixed price. So it's a sort of a unique product for a retailer to get, and we've been chasing pretty hard to get a similar agreement in Queensland. So the agreement in Queensland will start from January next year, and that will cover all our energy supply or electricity supply needs in that state going forwards for 3 years. So that was a great deal to get.
When you, my ears have pricked up when you've just said fixed price for a couple of years, because everything we always hear about power and electricity is that prices are heading higher for consumers. So is that why it was unique? The fixed price? I mean, how does that work?
The fixed price is more against the wholesale market, which has a lot of volatility in it.
Okay.
It's a traded market, and so this sort of hedges or fixes your price for a period of time. The price does move a little bit during the contract period, but it removes some of that volatility from our business model on the wholesale supply side of the business.
So assuming that has some sort of flow-on effects to
Absolutely.
customers then?
It means we can guarantee the price that we sell to customers, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, how long have you actually been looking to expand into these extra markets, and what has actually changed in the conditions in these markets that now lead you to enter them?
Okay, a couple of things have changed. So the business has been signing customers since 2007, so we are a relatively new company to the marketplace, even though we're a very fast-growing business. So what's changed in the market is that in New South Wales and Queensland is different to Victoria. The government actually sets the maximum price at which electricity can be sold at. Previously, there hasn't been enough headroom or margin in those states to really allow effective competition. And what we've seen is from July this year in New South Wales and Queensland, there is price rises coming through in order of about 20% in New South Wales and 13% in Queensland. And what that means is now that we're getting to a cost-reflective price in those states, it means that there is now a viable business model for other retailers to go and compete in those markets and to offer customers a greater choice of product.
And so you hope to move into those markets and take customers from competitors, basically?
Absolutely, that's our business model. We've grown the Victorian business from 0 customers to about 140,000 customers in just over 2 years of marketing, and we see our business model being very successful at acquiring new customers. So we see no reason why that can't be replicated in each of those new states.
What do you think that you do so different that you think that you can add 50% of your customer numbers in the next couple of years? As I said, just trying to steal business away from other retailers.
Absolutely. So the model forecasts have moved from 300,000 customers to 450,000 by 2014. And part of that is the 30% of our company is owned by the world's biggest direct sales company, which is basically a door-to-door telemarketing type company. And so they have we have great access to a huge sales force which can acquire those customers for us. So, and we obviously pay for those those customers as they get acquired, but the relationship with that direct sales company really allows us to accelerate the growth model so very quickly.
It's a bit of argy-bargy from what I can figure out about smart meters, and I know that's been a really hot topic in Victoria.
It has.
In Queensland, have you got the same kind of issues? I mean, if you're looking to go and get customers and say, what do you want, we can give it to you, is this an issue that you need to be looking at, or?
Smart meters, in Victoria there's a mandated rollout where everyone's getting a smart meter, when a smart meter is really a meter that just measures energy at the time you use it rather than just how much energy you used over a period of time. Queensland has a few smart meters, but it doesn't have a mandated rollout program. all our systems are compatible for both types of meters anyway.
Okay.
So from our systems perspective, it's not a significant issue, but there is no mandated rollout program in Queensland or New South Wales.
Can I ask you as well about the New South Wales and the power assets being sold off? It's multi-billion-dollar sale, obviously. What's your interest in those assets?
We won't have a particular interest in acquiring those assets. They're very large assets in their own right.
So you're too small, basically?
Oh, look, I think, we're talking multi-billion-dollar assets, and we're a company with a capitalisation far below that.
And no one would be interested in partnerships or some sort of joint venture? Or?
Potentially. Look, we see it as a good thing to have the assets sold. We think that energy retailing is not a government business. It's something that can be best managed by the private sector. So we're very pro the sales happening. Look, we've explored some joint venture opportunities and certainly had some initial looks at it, but I think the core focus of our business at this point is really building those organic growth numbers up from as we have done over the last couple of years.
Well, BRW named you as one of the fastest growing companies. The shares are spiking today, so certainly things on track.